Well, it's happened, ladies and gentlemen. After the felony conviction of Julius Malema on 5 counts recently, he's finally been sentenced to judgment, 5 years imprisonment. 5 years imprisonment. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if in fact that sentence is carried out, that means that Julius Malema will be removed from South Africa's parliament because there was no financial fine attached to that. So he doesn't have an option of paying his way out of it. 5 years in prison. Long overdue, this conviction, and even longer overdue, this sentencing. Now, of course, he will appeal this, but Malema is finally on the back foot. This is the second major court case he's lost. The other one involving Dante van Wyk, in which he lost that court case, and now he's lost a court case that has resulted in a prison sentence. And the prison pantsuit, jumpsuit wearing EFF now can really wear prison jumpsuits. He will appeal this, and we'll see what happens. But the magistrate in this case was very, very careful about the process and very judicious and very focused on going through the steps to ensure that the results of this case could not be overturned on appeal. And I believe strongly that there is no merit to his appeal. He has no basis. His defense, they tried to argue that what he did was spontaneous. It really doesn't matter. It was reckless endangerment. If you get in the automobile after drinking spontaneously and drive and kill someone while you're intoxicated, you aren't forgiven for spontaneity. In addition, there was no spontaneity to this. This was planned. He fired 15 rounds from a 9mm and then fired 7 more from a rifle. If it was spontaneous, maybe you have the gun in your hand and you fire a round or two and you realize you're being stupid and endangering people and you stop. But you don't fire 15 rounds into the air, then take a break and be handed another firearm and fire another 7 arms into the air. This is the nonsense that Malema, because they have no case. So I believe they have no basis for appeal, and I believe that Julius Malema will lose this. And it will be interesting to see this loudmouth, firebrand, race-hustling, evil person wind up in prison. Will Julius Malema go to jail? We shall see. This, of course, will probably be drug out for some time. He'll take the Zuma Stalingrad approach to stand up and delay and delay and delay and delay. But he has been convicted. We know that. I call on the Parliament of South Africa to immediately remove him from the Judicial Services Commission. He's a convicted felon. He shouldn't be serving on to begin with. And now he has a prison sentence that will ban him from serving in South Africa's Parliament. He should not be serving the Judicial Services Commission regardless of the outcome, regardless of the outcome of his appeal. He's a convicted felon. How can you have convicted felons deciding who serves as a justice? It's brain dead beyond comprehension. It is time for South Africa's parliament to act against this man. So we see the Democratic Alliance cashier Ronaldo Goes over an action that never occurred, falsely claiming he did something he didn't do. And yes, he used that K word in a video, and he did it for emphasis. He didn't call anybody that. He was making an academic argument 13 years prior. The Democratic Alliance was full aware of that story and that video. He disclosed it to them multiple times in the process of having served as a counselor in Port Elizabeth for many, many years. So he had to step aside. We see Carl Niehaus in Parliament threatening the life of the President of the United States. Julius Malema previously threatened the life of the United States President. Both of them threatened President Trump's life. Yet they both sit in Parliament. In the case of Julius Malema, he's a convicted felon. Get him off the Judicial Services Commission and remove him from Parliament. You'll have no choice but to remove him if his appeal fails. The fact that South Africa's Parliament doesn't act against him is morally reprehensible. What say you, South Africa? Thumbs up, thumbs down. And oh, by the way, the riots that everyone predicted, as I said, not going to happen. The sycophants who support the EFF are declining, rapidly disappearing. This is a party on decline, and as I've always said, it would never survive the departure of Julius Malema. It's a vanity project for a bum-hurt ANC Youth League member who was kicked out of the ANC. What say you, South Africa? Cheers.